Hey everybody, how's it going? My room is a mess today. I got stuff all over the place because we're about to go down to Oregon tomorrow and shoot the, I guess, finale almost of the Watchtower database storyline. So excuse the background of my suitcase being here and Sissy's clothes being folded on the bed. Y'all gotta just deal with it. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. There's not a lot of folks in here today, it doesn't look like. Gohan646, hey, how's it going? Wowie is in the chat. Hello. It is time for a bedtime story. If you fall asleep at, I guess it's 3 p.m. your time. It's noon my time. Damn, I'm going to miss most of this today while I sign my new lease. Hell yeah, congrats, Miss Martian. I am hopefully going to be doing the same thing shortly, though I do not know specifically. Sissy and I are in a little bit of a pickle as of late. That's been really stressing the both of us out, because when we started planning this move, we didn't realize that the housing market in the area that we're going to was going to be as incredibly hard to get into as it is. And so it took us forever to find an apartment that was yeah, we got openings, we got availabilities. And now that we have applied to be tenants and everything, they said, well, you got to have jobs lined up down here first. And that's understandable, but we were really hoping that we'd be able to be hey, can we pay 3 months in advance, so that we can just go ahead and get in and we'll get the jobs thing situated where we've got leads, etc., because Sissy and I both have job interviews while we go down to film. We have interviews on Monday, Sissy for a vet tech position and me for being a line cook at a retirement home. And so it's very likely that both of these are in the can. These are both fields that we've been part of throughout our lives and everything. But the thing is, on Monday is also the day that we've got to tell the apartment we're living in right now whether or not we're moving. And so if we don't have, if the jobs don't say yes on Monday, and then the apartment we're wanting to move into says yes right immediately after that, then we're fucked and we gotta live in Seattle at least 1 more month. Which, if we're doing a monthly thing, our rent goes up by nearly $300, which is pretty rough. It's pretty rough. It's survivable, but that's gonna serve to drain more money out of our savings accounts than we hoped for. And I would have to find a temporary 1 month, 1.5 month job to fill the gap, and then we would have to hope that both of the jobs would still want to take us in Oregon after being oh well, turns out we can't move down for another month. So it's been real stressful, but hopefully on Monday we will be in a similar position as you, wish us the best of luck, because it's been stressful. Let's see. Amy's here. Hello, Amy. How are you doing today? Will the finale have fist fights in it? Fist fights. I will say that there is a fight, and there's violence. There is violence. I wouldn't say fist fights though. I'm reading about poker terminologies. Hell yeah, I could never get into poker myself, but what's up? Hi, Maddie. Hey, Marsha. Hello, Spookle. What is? There's an arrow. Spookle Puff. There we go. I got your name now. Used to be a waitress at a retirement home way back. Yeah, I mean, personally, I've been wanting to like, you know, get an adult job, and you know, now that I have a college degree and everything, but unfortunately, I have not been able to figure that out. So, you know, doing what I've done as a line cook is just like, I mean, I could do it for a little while I'm figuring stuff out. We've got a few things in the works that like hopefully might help make Watchtower a full-time gig in the coming year or so, but that's also very up in the air, and I don't want to like rest my hat on that until we know for sure what's going on with the things that we've got planned. Oh, Matt's here. Hey, how's it going? We gotta do that Zoom call thing with you at some point, right? Was that the prize you won? This is a threat. What's a threat? My rent is also going up $300. It's so really, yeah, like fucking rent in Seattle is already fucking ridiculous. Our rent is like $1,400, and then we have to pay an extra $50 per pet for pet rent. So it's like $1,500 right now. And like that's for a 1-bedroom apartment. Back in Savannah, Georgia, where we were living before this, I had a 2-story, 2-bedroom apartment that I was paying like $900 a month for. And here it's just like half the space for almost twice the price. And I gotta get out of it. Why did only this is a threat appear? You know what? That's a good question. I bet that something happened. You know what? I probably need to have the YouTube comments up on my phone. There was probably like a moderation thing. Oh, there it is. Everyone go sub to the Patreon. That was what Amy was trying to say. Yeah, if y'all want to sub to Patreon, by any means, I will not stop you. It's patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower. We've been talking about trying to figure out some stuff for stretch goals on there. Here's the link for that. We've been trying to figure out some stretch goal ideas for stuff to do on that. Mostly the ideas that keep coming up though are like, oh, what if we did this video that everyone's been asking for forever? But like most of those we've already like thought of ways to incorporate them like in the next season of the story or whatever. So like doing that as a stretch goal thing just feels like it would be I don't know, it would either pressure us to like do it faster, or it would feel kind of cheap that it's just like this is something we're already planning to do. One thing that I did think about is like doing like video game marathon streams or something when we hit certain milestones would be fun. Like just going through a whole franchise or something like that. But who knows? We'll figure stuff out. Let's see. I'm Arc on Discord. Okay, gotcha. Hey. Lots of recognizable faces. Congrats on the degree. Thank you. Solution: Archer and Penny become master thieves. I've told them both that they need to start paying their fair share in rent. But like me, they just lounge around the house and sleep most of the day. Well, I guess unlike me, they sleep most of the day. I've been trying to get a lot more sleep in, but it's been hard lately because of all the stress. I've still been having to wake up at like 5 in the morning to take Sissy to work, but like I won't fall asleep till like 1 or 2. So it's just been massively weighing on me. And like last night I kind of hit a breaking point, and I woke up today feeling a lot better, but now I've got like a massive headache. So it's been a whole thing. Let's see. Yes, I won, but I have an oral surgery tomorrow, and I know James told me y'all are busy soon, but otherwise, yeah, I'm hyped. Yeah. We're James, Ted, and I are all gonna be in Oregon to start filming on this tomorrow, and then it's kind of like we're like busy all weekend long up through Monday and everything, and then from there I don't know what the fuck my schedule is because everything is hinging on Monday. I couldn't imagine that sort of pressure. My God, yeah, it's rough, and like to add on top of it, like in February of 2020, so like almost 2 years ago now, like I reported a DUI that I had seen, where this dude in a truck like smashed into 2 cars and everything, and I just got a subpoena in the mail saying that I need to appear as a witness in court for that. Almost 2 years later now, and it would be the date that they have set is going to be hopefully after I'm already moved out of the state, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like I can't do this. Like, why did y'all wait 2 years? What happened to speedy trials? Like, y'all want me to come back to Seattle to be like, I have to tell you the same thing I told you in the police report. Like, why? Leave me alone. Why is everyone's story also mine? It's because we are all connected, as the Matches said in their song "You Don't Know Me." If I'm the sum of all my friends, then all my friends are some of me, and if you're someone just like them, I am you to some degree. Meatball pasta dinner with the data buds at 5K is mandatory. We had someone who was gonna do that, and then COVID hit, and like, had COVID not happened, like we would have that like locked in, and it would be dope, and things would be cool. But it just didn't happen. And like now that things are on the downswing, I don't know if they're in a similar financial state. I don't even remember who it was. So like I don't know if we can like bring it back up to them. But even then, like I don't know how safe I would feel traveling to go hang out with a stranger while COVID is still going on, right? Because like I know I've been taking things pretty seriously, and I know after James got it, he started taking it a lot more seriously than he already was. He was taking it seriously in the first place, but like just a small goof, and that's all it takes. And Ted's been taking it pretty seriously, but like I don't know, now that it's on the downswing, we might be able to do it if that person came back around. It would just take a little bit more I guess planning than originally intended. I just realized what Barbara meant when she said new explosive battering in the Adventures Continue Season 2, Issue 3, because it's based on the Justice League, the animated series, explosive battering. By that time, they'd be in JLU, though, so it wouldn't be new. They already had Huntress on and off the Justice League. It's not referencing anything. Paul Dini and Alan Burnett do not care about continuity like that. 100 points for all. Hey, thank you. Ouch, Matt, I'll lend you some strength. You got this. I'm hoping so. Pasta ruined by COVID. Ain't that the truth? It wasn't rando, was it? I really don't remember. I feel like James would know. I would look back in my messages and try to figure it out, but I don't want to do that on camera right now. If I save up enough someday, I'd be very tempted to do the spaghetti thing. You know, I'm gonna end up back in Panama City at some point, so like we'll hang out for sure whenever that does happen. We're trying to figure out doing some My Brother the Ocean shows, and I just gotta figure out coordinating that with, you know, the fact that that like I live away from everybody else, as well as like most of our catalog is like years old now, and we want to put some new songs up and out. We've got 2 songs that we recorded over the summer that our drummer is retracking drums on, and hopefully we'll be hearing, you know, those tracks soon and be able to put those out. I'm kind of iffy about my vocal performances on them, just because it's been so long since I've been in a booth, and like this band was more like heavy, like kind of screaming emo kind of stuff, and like I don't have the lung capacity anymore because I've been like kind of out of shape. But like you know, It's gonna be our first songs back, so like there's not a whole lot of pressure, especially since we weren't like that big of a band or anything anyway. But I just know that like my voice was like fluctuating at different parts of the song, but hopefully with production and stuff, it'll be able to do what it needs to do. And like from what I've been told, playing live shows, like a lot of the appeal of our music was actually like because of my voice cracking and stuff like that. It added another emotional layer to things, is what people have told me in the past. So hopefully, the anxiety about their quality is more in my head than in reality. But I've been wanting to like tell the guys, hey, like let's do some songs that have more singing than screaming on them now. Because I feel like that would open us up to more people, and B, give us like a wider breadth of what we could do musically. So I did put some like clean vocals on one of the 2 tracks, so I'm really interested in hearing what they sound like when they come back. But the other guys in the band are also in Blind Tiger, which is a much heavier band down in Panama City, and they're like going on a big ass fucking tour right now, or I think it's right now. I think it started like yesterday or something like that, and so they're a bit busy, so I don't know when I'll hear that stuff. But once I hear that stuff and once we decide on how to release it and everything, we will make sure that y'all can hear it as well, because I'm always excited to do creative stuff, whether it's Watchtower or the band or whatever else. Let's see, what else did I miss? I've never needed to remove any wisdom teeth because my teeth are mutant. Seriously, the doctors found teeth that was growing behind teeth, and it literally was bending forward like Timmy Turner's. That's weird. I didn't need to get my wisdom teeth removed, but like when I went in at one point, the dentist was like, hey, they grew in just fine, but like it doesn't seem like you're brushing far enough back to like actually be doing well for them, so like we're just gonna take those out anyway, so you don't gotta worry about it. I was like, okay, sure. Hell yeah, I'd love to come to a show and hang with y'all. I'll I mean once we know what's up in all of that, definitely we'll be making sure that you and everyone else knows. So I have to wear retainers whenever I sleep at night so they stay in place. Oof. At one point there was a giant gap in the back of my teeth near the gums, and this was when I was 13. I have a short-ish album I'm trying to put vocals on, and I prefer more human vibes of like the voice is a little rough, like in a good way. Yeah, I feel that. Life, like if it's emotional, why not get emotional? I feel that. Hey Levi, how's it going? One of my friends went to the Blind Tiger show the other night. Sick. Yeah, I saw a little bit of footage from that, and it looked a lot of fun. I really miss playing shows and shit like that. So I'm really hoping that we can get things together, in the near future, and that things start locking into place. But Monday has to happen first, so I know what my living situation is. But with that said, we've I won't say we've exhausted conversation, but it's been about 20 minutes, so I do think we should probably move on over to the book. Fun fact, I have teeth. I feel that. Me too. I need to get them looked at. Like, now that we're talking about teeth, I'm sure I have cavities. Cause fucking depression makes it hard to brush your teeth some days. But I've been trying to like stay on top of it lately. So I hope to end up going into the dentist and them being like, your teeth are so clean, why do you have this amount of cavities? And me just being like, well, I don't know. Hello, Mr. Flame. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I really do have teeth. I don't believe you. Like, I don't know. You're being a little insistent on it now. I haven't played any music in so long. Now that me and my buds are able to meet up, I should write a song. Do it. Do it. Writing music's always fun. But yeah. Let's hop in to In Darkest Night. If you haven't been here the past couple weeks, essentially what has happened so far is John is recently back on Earth, right? So this is like towards the start of Justice League, the animated series. But he's been gone so long that like he feels alien being back on his home planet. Oh, hey, Mr. Flame, thanks for subscribing. I just saw you in here, so I know you're in here. Don't have to do the usual, like, I don't know if you're in here spiel. So yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, so John is recently back on Earth. He's been away as Green Lantern for so long that, like, upon returning, he doesn't even remember the word for mangoes. Isn't that crazy? But somewhere across the galaxy, maybe not even in the Milky Way galaxy, maybe in, like, another completely different sector of space, these folks have been attacked by the villain Evil Star, and they decide that the way that they're going to defend themselves is they've got this this ancient machinery from back thousands and thousands of years ago, like when they were at war with Oa, that could take the essence of a person and duplicate them. So they've duplicated John Stewart on their planet. They have a John Stewart duplicate with none of his memories that they're gaslighting to think has like lived there for forever and been part of their struggle and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, back on Earth, there's some satellite that has come to life because of some space shit that happened, and the Justice League are fighting it. And that's essentially where we're at. It's been real weird, real interesting so far. But yeah, so that is that. Mangoes, man goes to space. True. Oh no, not Evil Star. I mean, so if y'all don't know the character Evil Star, that is actually a DC villain. They were in the DCAU as part of. I don't think it was called the Legion of Doom, like the Secret Society or whatever. It's been a while since I've actually watched Justice League Unlimited all the way through. But this guy, this fellow, who in DC Comics looks like that. So yeah, so he's been attacking. Not the most original name, but he looks pretty cool. He looks kind of like a purple Sabretooth from X-Men. Right, with his little claws and shit like that. He looks very like primal and animalistic, but it seems that he's also got like some kind of magical space powers, as you know, folks named Star usually do. So we'll learn more about him in a little bit. To see more Evil Star, watch JLU episode Alive. True. Evil Star is the only thing that enters in my head is Starro. Oh, we're making a Starro video soon, too. Duplicate John Stewart, more like John Stewart. Love when I'm trying to watch a stream and my brother turns on Korra at full volume on the TV. Tell him to watch better shows. I watched Korra recently, and I just couldn't get into it. Like, the politics of that show just seemed kind of a mess, and I wish that I could, like, detach the subtext from the text and enjoy it, but it probably was not the right time for me to watch it. The lesbian hot girl icon, true. Love this channel. I watched you guys when I was younger. That's wild. That's wild. Like, we have been around for 5 years, and like that's a thing that I've been thinking about, is that like there are some people who have said that like parts of the channel are nostalgic to them. And that's something that like I'm just like, this is a thing I'm just doing, whereas like y'all interact with it on a different level of like not getting all the behind the scenes stuff, and you're just like, hey, this is a new video, and like I liked this thing, and this thing really stuck out to me, blah blah blah, whereas like we're just like, yeah, I've read this joke 500 times during writing, editing, scripting, or not scripting, but recording, etc., etc. And so it's always interesting to hear y'all's input regarding like that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna start reading the book now. Chapter 5. Igraine waited until John and Malene had left the room and were out of earshot. Then he turned to his fellow counselors. Apparently, he told them, our ancestors' machine isn't infallible after all. At least, insofar as the Green Lantern's reprogramming is concerned. He doesn't seem to have any of the memories we wanted to give him, Darmak noted. Not even the ones that concerned Malene, said Jared. I just love that this guy's name is Jared. We have Darmak and Malene and Igraine and Jared. Igraine frowned as he considered the situation. It's all right, he said at last. She'll tell him everything he needs to know. But that wasn't the worst part of the problem. What is it? Asked Jaffo, a tall man with long white sideburns. You still seem worried, Igraine. Tell your brother to watch the Owl House or Amphibia if they want really good cartoons with female POC leads. I will back Owl House. I haven't watched Amphibia, but Owl House is fantastic. Do you think that the Lobo and Gotham Girls animated series are canon in the DC animated universe? I don't see why they wouldn't be. He's watched Korra in its entirety 4 times and still somehow isn't sick of it. Hey, I mean, you know, if someone likes it, they like it. But, like, it just was not for me. Maddie slept with a lot of women before. Billy, my pronouns are right there. They, them. Please and thank you. But yeah, well, not a lot of women, but like, I slept around for a tiny amount of time. Usually I was in committed relationships, and then like, my biggest one like split off after 2 years, and I went on a small slut phase. Let's see. I am, the counselor admitted, but not about what the Green Lantern doesn't remember. I'm concerned about what he does remember. Jared saw what he was getting at. You think if the machine failed to implant the new memories, then it may have been effective or may not have been effective in eliminating the old ones. Igraine said, finishing the thought. You mean he may remember who he is? Darmak asked in alarm. And where he came from? He doesn't seem to, Jaffo noted. Not yet, Igraine agreed. But in time, who knows? We'll have to watch him, said Jared. He glanced over his shoulder at the door. Malene will have to watch him. Igraine nodded. Let us pray that the Green Lantern serves his purpose before his memories return. Otherwise, we may find ourselves with 2 powerful enemies on our hands. Going back to John Stewart. Igraine had determined to avoid that, even if it ultimately meant eliminating John Stewart. And that is a page break, so I'm going to real quick put in a note. We've got a new character, Jaffo. Oh, did we not have any notes from Chapter 4? I guess not. Okay. I didn't skip a chapter again, did I? No, because I read 3 and then 2 and then 4 last time. So no, I didn't skip a chapter this time. Huh, interesting. Freaking love Owl House. It's a great show. It's too bad it got canceled. It's so weird to be considered canon even with the animated style. Korra was disappointing. That's my take on it. I feel like, from what I understand, and like at least what the subtext seems to indicate to me, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but like it felt as though each villain was set up to be a different corner of the political compass, and starting it with like just because of that, like it just felt like the message was like the only way forward is through enlightened centrism. And I was just like, that's not what I wanna have. How to fix it? Have it written by communists. The Legend of Korra reboot as brought to us by Red Dawn from Justice League Red Dawn. John found himself walking through hallways of pale orange and soft yellow. Like the walls in the room he had woken up in, these were sculpted and met over his head in a series of arches. They should have looked familiar to him, but they didn't. It was as if he had never seen them before in his life. He turned to Malene.
Who's Evil Star? And why was I fighting his henchmen?
She frowned. You don't remember Evil Star at all?
No,
John said.
Tell me about him.
His wife shrugged. Damn, even the narrator's calling John Malene John's wife. Like, the narrator's gaslighting us now. I thought that Korra was fine when I saw it when I was younger, but it's been a long time since I revisited it. I will say that, like, I also started it like around the time of the protests and everything last year, and so that definitely colored the I guess the lens through which I was looking at it. His wife shrugged. Once he was a member of the Council of Elders, just like Jared or Darmak or Igraine, but in a different city. He was a brilliant scientist, a respected member of the community, with a wife who loved him dearly.
A lot like me,
John thought. But he became obsessed with death, Malene continued. He poured all his wealth and his genius into finding a way to make himself immortal.
Immortal? Did he succeed?
John asked. We don't know. What we do know is that he invented a device he calls a star band. It draws light from our sun and other stars and converts it into a terribly destructive form of energy.
Was he using it against us? Is that what I was fighting against?
You're our champion, John. The one who stands between us and the fate that's overtaken the other nations of the world.
What did Evil Star do to them?
He wondered. Malene sighed. He took them over and proclaimed himself their emperor. All who opposed him were either killed on the spot or thrown into prison. That's how he got the name, Evil Star. I love that they're just like, we gotta explain why he's named Evil. We gotta just fucking, like, he didn't choose it. We gave that to him. That's his nickname. We called him Evil Star, and he just ran with it. He's just like, yep, that's me. That's who I am from now on. Tell me about him. You met him in the episode Alive. Alive hasn't happened yet. The political landscape in the Avatar world has never been particularly great. Yeah, that's probably fair. I haven't watched the original Avatar since like 2012, 2013, something like that. And back at the time, I was not quite as politically inclined as I am now. I mean, I grew up in politics and everything. My dad is a right-wing talk show host by trade. So like, I've definitely been like raised in politics and like always in a viewpoint that like I didn't necessarily 100% agree with. There was some stuff where like when I was more religious, I was like, yeah, this makes sense to me on that side of the aisle. But like as I've grown older and taken off those shackles and everything, there's increasingly less and less that I agree with on that side of the aisle. And at the time, like it was even like my first election that I could vote in was gonna be the Obama versus Romney in 2012, and at that point I was just like, I don't really like either of these guys. I'm just not voting. Whereas nowadays it's just like, well, fuck. Like even if I don't like one of the guys, like, if I'm in a swing state, I would vote for what I consider to be the lesser of two evils. Being in a secure blue state right now, I've voted third party, and being in Georgia in 2016, which has been a secure red state up until recently, I voted third party as well. But that's nuts to me that Georgia like flipped this election and went blue, but I guess Trump is just that fucking unlikable. Let's see. You're in a cartoon, John. Wake up. Is Evil Star really the villain? Honestly, I'm starting to think that like these people are just as bad as Evil Star. I'm gonna start calling her Evil Malene. I feel like we're all being gaslit about that too. It's very possible. You didn't seem to mind when I used he/him before. I didn't mean to offend you. It's all good. I mean, I like it's a thing, you know, that happens. But like, I've just got preferred pronouns. It's the coming out as an NB is a recent thing, only like a couple months. So it's like, it's not a thing that I'm too terribly upset about, but you know, just trying to make the correction. It's like Motu Revelations, where they're like, did you originally call you Evil Lyn, or did they add that later? I was thinking the same thing. I had a similar awakening in that sense, Maddie. Only thing that woke me up out of it was the realization that my own perspectives are part of a system of bigotry that hurts people I love, you know? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that was a large part of it with me as well. Like, after I moved out and, like, went to college and stuff, and like, even after that, like, going to hardcore shows and everything, and like becoming more in touch with the people around me than I was growing up, I was like, oh, like, you know, that's not the okay way to live. Let me see, where was I? That's how he got the name Evil Star. John scowled. He didn't like the idea of defending one nation when all its neighbors were being crushed to death by a tyrant. It didn't seem right, and he said so. Malene looked at him. That's exactly what you told me this morning. It's not enough to keep Escrea safe, you said. We need to free all of Auran from Evil Star's rule. Just as she said that, John saw that they were approaching a window. His gaze was drawn to it. After all, he didn't know how long he had been unconscious or what time of day it was. As he got closer to the window, he saw that it was dark out. Then a queasy feeling began to take hold of his stomach. It wasn't just dark. The sky was black. Completely black.
Where are the stars?
He asked. Back in Raccoon City, John. Which Resident Evil trailer dropped today. And that's pretty interesting. I'm cautiously optimistic for it. Malene took his arm. We haven't seen the stars in more than a year. You don't recall that either? John shook his head, feeling more disoriented than ever.
No, he said, I don't.
Evil Star's band draws into itself all the energy the stars have to give. There isn't any left to light up our sky. John felt a muscle twitch in his jaw. He didn't know what bothered him more. That Evil Star had stolen so much from them, or that he didn't remember any of it.
We'll get the stars back,
he vowed. me when Stars becomes a premium channel and I gotta upgrade my cable subscription. I'm making a joke that I have like no actual attachment to. I don't even have cable. Malene didn't say anything in return. She just smiled at him. Then she guided him past the window and down the corridor. All right, real quick, there was a object to note. We have the Star Band, and the stars over Auran have been gone for a year following the beginning of Evil Star's reign. Ooh. Oh, y'all know when it feels like you gotta sneeze but you can't? That's me right now. Let's see. You mean I won't immediately die if I miss a week of church? Honestly, that isn't how stars work. You don't know that. I don't know that. Maddie is okay with telling people their pronouns in conversation as a correction. I'm not capable of even slightly correcting anyone. So when someone uses he or him, I'm just silently like, okay. I mean, I feel like in person it's a harder thing to do. But like when it's here on stream or like on the internet where like y'all are here specifically to interact with me and like hear me listen to the thing. So like, you know, just being kind about it and being like, hey, you know, like this is who I am. Like it just feels like the audience would be a bit more receptive to that than like if I'm going to a company that I'm trying to rent an apartment from and they keep calling me he, and it's just like, all right, fucking stop, please. Like it's just like they have the power in that situation, and so like it's a little bit more anxiety inducing to just be like, hey, no, stop, you know. Where was I? What did Evil Star do to them? He looked them over and proclaimed himself the Emperor. Wait, no, was I there? No, I was here. The man known to Aur and his evil star stood on the balcony of the enormous sky-shouldering palace his subjects had built for him, and looked down on the city of Ulander. Oh my god. Ulanderins? The Ulanderins milled in the winding streets far below him, floating globes lighting their way in the otherwise complete darkness. But none of the Ulanderins came too close to his palace. They didn't dare for fear of being noticed by him. One second. Where was I? It pleased Evil Star that it was so. The people of Ulander were right to fear and avoid him. After all, he had the power to crush them with a single thought. He raised his right hand and admired the metal starband on his arm. Once his colleagues on the city's Council of Elders had laughed at the idea of such a band, just as they had laughed at the idea of his defying death and achieving immortality. He wasn't immortal, not yet anyway, but he had shown the council how foolish it was to laugh at him. Once Evil Star had perfected his starband, he had appeared before the Council of Elders and destroyed everyone on it. Then he had crushed anyone else who might have stood against him, and after that, he had pronounced himself monarch of Ulandira, the nation of which Ulander was the capital. But he hadn't stopped there. Evil Star hadn't invented the starband or worked continually to improve it just to become the ruler of a single country. He had greater ambitions than that. Before long, he had conquered Dashiri, Ulandira's neighbor to the west. Then he seized Chafathia, Ulandira's neighbor to the south, and Asandor and Woodacron, and most recently, Old Asia. 9/10 of the planet Auran now bent their knees to the Evil Star, but he wasn't satisfied, not as long as the nation called Iskria still defied him by remaining free. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and plug these into... Chafathia. Don't interact with that guy, y'all. It's a troll from a couple months ago who just wants attention. That's all. Dashiri. And like, we're here doing something else, so I'm not gonna give it to him. Sandor. Woodacron. And Old Asia. What if by the end of the book he's called Good Star? I'd call him Gold Star. Have him like be on a little sticker chart. There's a new Asia. I guess. I mean, this is Old Asia. Did I get all of them? Dashiri, Ulandira, Shiri Ulandira, Chiphatha, and Asandor, Wotacron, Old Asia. There we go. 9/10 of the planet Aran now bent their knees to Evil Star. But he wasn't satisfied, not as long as the nation called Iskria still defied him by remaining free. Unlike the other populations of Aran, the Iskrians had taken steps in time to stop him. They had erected powerful energy shields to keep him out of their lands. It did not surprise him that Iskria would give him the most trouble. Only there did the Council of Elders still study the histories of their ancestors. Only there were the arcane mysteries of the ancients still preserved in some way. But for Evil Star to achieve his ambition, Iskria would have to fall. Would have to fall, not fail. And it would, he told himself. The Iskrians the Iskrians would bend to his will like everyone else. It was just a matter of time. Oh, got it. Oh, yeah. Evil Star, is that what they're calling me? My name's Adam. What if John woke up, he thought he was Booster Gold? Also true. John Stewart was sitting alone at a table in the house he shared with Malene, eating breakfast by an open window. It was cold by the window, but not uncomfortably so. What made him uncomfortable was the darkness. Hold on. What was the name of the video? How Sora got into into Smash. Of course there's gonna be an ad. Or is that an ad? Hold on. No, skip ad. Desktop audio.
Didn't a lot of fans ask for Sora? Why not go for him?
Oh come on, you know the reason why. This is what happened.
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
I'll buy Nintendo.
Please no.
You know what, Sakurai-san? I just figure out how to negotiate with Disney to get Sora in Smash.
Really? How? Hello Mr. Disney.
What? Ready for round 2?
Can I have Sora for Smash?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Darkness?
What?
Darkness.
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 Why darkness?
Because light.
What is light?
It's heart.
Where is heart?
Within darkness.
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 Darkness within darkness.
Darkness.
Everything returned to darkness.
Darkness.
The guy who let Sora in Smash said darkness.
Darkness. Wait, damn it.
Oh yes. Thanks Nomura-san.
You're welcome.
That's how we got Sora. The darkness. What made him uncomfortable was the darkness. Wait, what did I miss? Petition to rename Booster Gold to Gold Star. Wonder if some of these planets and species are already from DC canon, or if they're new made-up stuff. I looked it up last time, and it seems that a lot of it is actually from Evil Star's background. Gold Star is Booster Gold's twin sister. I forgot you can make new paragraphs on Twitch, and my highlighted message, or you can't make new paragraphs on Twitch, and my highlighted message is just beautiful. Darkness, darkness, darkness. So funny they couldn't show Donald and Goofy. Honestly, like, I sent just that screenshot to somebody because I saw that, and like didn't see the rest of the stage, and it was a friend of mine who's also a huge KH fan. And they were so fucking mad that like they got replaced with a Palpu fruit and the high wind boat. Is that what the name of the boat was, if I'm remembering correctly? Rather than like Ventus or like Shion or somebody. And then I saw the full thing and I had to be like, hey, here's all of the other characters, like they're all represented too. But yeah, none of the Disney stuff is there, which is fine by me personally. I feel like as Kingdom Hearts has gone along, the Disney stuff's less important to the actual narrative than it was originally. So like I don't mind that stuff being gone. I know that like obviously Mickey, Donald, Goofy are big players still as far as the story goes, but I don't know. I wasn't imagining them being in Smash anyway. But the Kingdom Hearts for Switch announcement was pretty fucking cool. Like I don't know why it took so long, and I honestly, like, I'm very curious on how those games will control on anything that's not PlayStation. But where was I? With the darkness. That's right. Thanks for the reminder, Ark. That is what's important, the darkness. Just that Mickey keychain alone probably costs so much. Honestly, the final Smash character being Sora and not someone in-house is just weird to me. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I can't think of any Nintendo character that like I would have particularly loved to see that's like not already there. What made him uncomfortable was the darkness. It was daytime. It should have been light out. However, it was barely any different from nighttime. A dark gray, maybe instead of black, but that was about it. But then, that made sense. The sun was a star too. If Evil Star was stealing the power of every light in the sky, the sun would be like one big power battery. John studied the sky and tried to imagine a sun hanging in it. A big yellow ball of light that stung the eyes and made the sky a deep and vibrant blue. In brightest day, ... The phrase came to him as if out of nowhere. It seemed so familiar somehow. He was sure he had heard it somewhere, but try as he might, he couldn't remember where. "John?" said a female voice. It wafted in from the next room. He recognized the voice as Maline's, but somehow it still didn't sound as familiar as it should have.
I'm in here,
he said. A moment later, Maline appeared. She looked even more beautiful, with the coolness of the morning reddening her cheeks. "I didn't see you when I woke up, so I made myself some breakfast." Oh, that's John's voice. That's not Maline.
I didn't see you when I woke up, so I made myself some breakfast,
John said. "I'm glad you did," she told him. "I had to see to next week's food deliveries. Life goes on, even in a city under siege."
I suppose,
he said. John didn't like living in fear of an invasion. He didn't like knowing that only a series of transparent energy shields protected Ascria from a brutal tyrant.
"So,"
he said, taking Maline's hand to get her attention,
"a starband. That's Evil Star's weapon, right?"
His wife looked at him. "Yes, it is, but he's created other weapons as well." John, I'm making waffles, Stewart. Honestly, he's got Cyborg on his brain. Or I guess technically, you're probably more so making a reference to Donkey from Shrek. It's probably who you're talking about, as far as I'm making waffles. But I immediately went to Cyborg. Oh hey V, how's it going? In brightest day, in blackest night, no darkness shall escape my sight. To those who worship darkness might, beware my power, Booster Gold's light. Donkey from Shrek. There we go. Where was I? Oh, I missed. Wait, so a dude has the power to steal the power from light. and their solution is to bring in the guy who uses light for power. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it makes a lot of sense. Me and the VC boys were talking about who the last character would be, and I was just thinking of who would be the funniest to be announced, and I was dead set on it being a Danganronpa character. I don't know anything about that series, but I'm honestly so glad it was Sora. Like, y'all don't understand. Kingdom Hearts is super special to me, and like fucking, I cried a little bit during the reveal. I obviously, like, most of the stuff was spoiled for me on Twitter, screen grabs and everything, but like I didn't want to watch the actual video until Sissy was home to watch it with me. And so like when it got to the stages and like all the switching characters and everything, that was one thing that I hadn't seen on Twitter, and I just started tearing up, like fucking seeing Shion and everybody. It was just a lot. Hope all is well. How's it going, guys? It's going great. Going down to Oregon tomorrow to film a really big video that we're all excited for. So that's gonna be fun. And feel free to browse my Kingdom Hearts videos anytime to catch up. Oh damn, you got some Kingdom Hearts vids? I might actually have to go over and check those out. You were playing through Kingdom Hearts relatively recently, right? So I started trying to marathon through all of them, and like 100% plat them on PS4. I got through Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1, and both of those I have one trophy left to get that like is just incredibly difficult that I'll have to wrap back around. But then I got to Chain of Memories, and I forgot how much of a fucking grind that game is, and like all of the trophies are like super big grinds as well. So I kind of gave up for a little while. I just went back and finished the main story on it though. But like just how much grinding is gonna have to be done for all the trophies is like really got me just like so I might just skip and go over to Kingdom Hearts 2 soon. But right now I've been playing Lego City Undercover, which I guess is a fine game, but I don't know. I don't like games where I have to play as a cop unless I'm Leon S. Kennedy, or I guess technically almost everyone from Resident Evil is a cop, but they're the only good cops. Let's see, where was I? Oh, hold on. Wait, where am I? His wife looked at him. Yes, it is, but he's created other weapons as well.
Such as?
John asked. Malene sat down opposite of him. Such as his starlings. The name didn't ring a bell, but then nothing else did either. And what are those? God, I was just talking with Sissy about how like memes, like I feel like we haven't gotten like a meme that sticks out really too much in the last couple years, like not since Dat Boy. What are those? I feel like was around that time too though. They're artificial life forms that obey only Evil Star. Separately, they're manageable, but together they're almost as difficult they're almost difficult to defeat as it is for Maddie to read a fucking sentence without fucking it up. Separately, they're manageable, but together they're almost as difficult to defeat as their master. John nodded.
I see.
Jared thinks it was the Starlings who assaulted you and caused your head injury, but of course, said Malene, we don't know for certain what that's what happened. John frowned. Obviously, he had his work cut out for him, but somehow he didn't feel afraid. If anything, he was eager for a rematch with Evil Star and his henchmen. Just one thing puzzled him.
You say Evil Star's starband draws its power from the stars.
That's right, said his wife. He held up his ring.
What about this? Where does my ring get its power from?
The green circlet on his finger crackled with emerald energy as he spoke. Malene smiled a little sadly. I wish I knew, John. You insisted that your ring's power source to be kept a secret in case any of us were ever captured by Evil Star. John sighed. Maybe it would come back to him in time, But for now, the source of the ring's power would have to remain a secret, even from the man who wore it. You look a little woozy, Malene observed. Maybe you should rest. John shook his head.
No, he said. I want to go after Evil Star as soon as possible.
His wife looked at him for a moment. Then she nodded. All right, if that's what you want. And she showed him how to get to the council chamber. Okay, so we got Starlings. This is chapter 6 now, right? Yeah. And they said Starlings were a weapon. So Starlings. I thought you were gonna say I don't like games where I have to play as a Lego. No, I love the Lego games. They're a lot of fun. Let's see. Gotta go therapy. Keyblades. Take it easy, Crazy Duplicate. That's some serious cursing in a DCAU book. Also a reference to Maddie. Neat. Wait, hold on. Wait, what did I miss? There's a reference to me. I'm cursing. I feel like I coasted right past whatever the joke is. His lantern didn't get recreated with him, did it? I don't think it did. V just casually plugging his Kingdom Hearts videos. Hey, I mean, more power to him. I'm gonna run to the kitchen real quick to get a glass of water. I just realized I didn't do that before starting the stream, so I will be right back. But I'm gonna mute myself for a second. Oh, I'm back. Here I am. Where was I? As soon as Malene saw the Green Lantern fly off, she opened her personal communicator and contacted her uncle. A moment later, his faces appeared on the device's tiny screen. Yes, Malene? John is on his way to the council chamber, she said. She felt a little guilty talking about the Green Lantern behind his back. He should be there at any moment. Thank you for letting us know. Jared's expression turned thoughtful. How is he? I can't get over this guy being named Jared. You got a whole... I need to know, like, for sure about, like, is Jared a guy's name, like, in DC? Because we looked up and we found out that that Aran was for sure a guy. Just left and came back. What did you miss? Darkness. That's what you missed. No, I ran to get some drinks. Not some drinks, but water. But yeah, Aran was part of Evil Star's whole situation. But so like I'm very curious if Jared is like also part of. He has 26 appearances. Should we go through all 26 appearances of Evil Star to find Jared? That's probably not a good use of time. Green Lantern Volume 2, number 159. Let's see. Guardians of the Universe, Door. I'm not seeing anyone named Jared on that page. Can I just search Jared? Dark Water. Oh God, could you imagine? I feel like isn't there like one place? Isn't it like the Dead Sea or something? Like the water is dark, and like they end up putting in like little weird bubbles for like jewelry and stuff like that. Jared, a real DC character. I gotta know. I've got Thomas Jared. I'll probably like search off screen at some point, and maybe next week come back and we'll know. But then again, I could also completely forget. So we'll see. Malene shrugged. A little confused, but otherwise well enough. Does he suspect what we've done? She shook her head. I don't think so. John seems to accept everything I tell him as truth. Jared nodded. That's good, but keep an eye on him. His memory may come back to him at any time. I'll watch him, Malene agreed. Jared out. A moment later, his image vanished from the communicator's screen. She frowned. This assignment she had undertaken for Askrea's sake was more difficult than she had thought it would be. Falsehoods didn't come easily to her. A breeze blew in through the open window, bringing with it the sweet, fragrant scent of Eula blossoms. Malene smiled. When she was a girl, her family had a Eula grove. She remembered playing in it with her sisters. That was a more pleasant time. Before Evil Star had obtained his unholy power, before he had dimmed the light of the stars, and before she had felt compelled to lie in order to save her world. So I think that like as far as our suspicions over whether or not Evil Star is the true bad guy, I think that they're trying to indicate that at least if anyone else ends up being bad, Malene is good. Even though she's lying. Is he perhaps 19 and didn't learn how to... Wait, is who 19 and didn't... Who is 19? Jared? Is it Jared? Is Jared 19? Dorath, Skirp, Bonkle, Gumble, and freaking Jared. Words I can never say normally again. Supposed, darkness, and Jared. The Red Sea is actually called red because the native language associates colors with... Oh, I wasn't thinking Red Sea. I was thinking Dead Sea. No, that doesn't look... That doesn't look too dark to me. I just know that, like, I've seen somebody who had, like, jewelry from... I think this is it. Mud from Dead Sea and Mount Everest. I think that, like, the black is, like... Okay, so it's mud and not water, I guess, is the thing. Injected in the black bead is mud from the Dead Sea, and the white beads are water. Okay, got it. So I misunderstood what the whole thing was about. I bet Jared is actually Evil Star. Jared, like evil stars are evil. Or like evil stars, evil star. Also similar, but not quite the same. It's a Vine. Okay. I never had Vine. So I wouldn't know. She's gaslit herself now too. True. Wouldn't the Black Sea be the dark one? Dead Sea is not canon. Those fucking things. I saw those bracelets everywhere. Yeah, like they were. They were definitely a lot more common. I feel like while I was living in the Bible Belt and going to church, where like there's a huge like mystification over that entire region. You know, simply because of like biblical mythology and everything like that. And so like folks would go on like their little mission trips or whatever, and they would go get those kinds of jewelry and stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen those in quite a while. The council's meeting chamber was a large room where pale blue walls twisted higher and higher until they were lost in spiral shapes, high above a white flagstone floor. John's footsteps echoed as he approached the semicircular table where the council sat. All 6 members were present, and all 6 of them seemed eager to hear what he had to say.
I want to go after Evil Star,
He told them.
What kind of resources do I have at my disposal other than this guy named Jared?
Resources? Darmak echoed.
I'm talking about weapons,
John explained.
and people who know how to use them. Except for Jared. If Jared knows how to use weapons, I don't want him on my team.
Agrain placed the palms of his hands together. We have no weapons, unless you count your ring. And, said Jaffo, the only soldier we have is you. John frowned.
What about the people?
Agrain shrugged. They fear Evil Star, but then he has given them ample cause to do so.
Is it possible they might try to overthrow him on their own?
Jared shook his head. Never. By now, they have all but resigned themselves to his rule. John nodded.
I see.
What are you thinking? Jared asked.
That you're a fucking pansy-ass bitch, Jared. Get off the council. Get out of my book. Get an alien name. Come on, man. I know my name is John, and y'all say I'm from here. But like, Jared? Come on.
Jared, Red Sea, Dead Sea, Dark Water, Darkness. Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna have like such a difficult time like telling Garen what to clip out for this stream for next week, because fucking like the running joke here is obviously is gonna be the punchline, but I'm gonna have to be like, you gotta get something from this little bit, and you gotta get something from over here, and then boom. Oi. Love when Midwesterners say water. True. Hey, thanks for the bits, Toby. They kinda sus. Yo, what is up, Maddie? Hey, Raul, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. John literally knows another alien named John. That's true. I can find nothing about Jared. What did I miss? John's asking for weapons. And they say we ain't got no weapons. That's basically it. And then we got this beautiful Jared, Red Sea, Dead Sea, Dark Water, Darkness. Where am I? Is this John talking?
I may not be a military strategist, but I know one thing. To overthrow a tyrant, you've got to start at the bottom. We got to tear his ass up! And that's where the people are.
Igraine's eyes narrowed. Do you have something in mind?
We need to do something spectacular,
John said.
something that will give the people hope.
He thought for a moment.
What's the most important thing in Evil Star's possession right now? The thing he would hate most to lose or see destroyed.
It was the council's turn to ponder, and they looked at one another for a while. Then Igraine spoke up. There's the prison in Dashiri.
Dashiri?
John asked. Igraine nodded. A nation on the other side of Arian. No weapons except booster gold. Facts. Guns. Lots of guns. John supposed. Stuart. Honestly, fucking, just... Has John, like, ever used a gun in the DCAU? Like, when they did Savage Time, did they give him a gun to shoot people? Like, I'm just trying to think of John just, like, wielding guns, and it seems so silly to me, even though he's a military man. I guess... No, he probably had guns in the, in Once and Future thing, now that I'm thinking about it. But, like, it still just feels kind of silly. I guess, like, both times neither were modern guns. Like, put a modern gun in his hand, and I feel like it'll be kind of out of character. Why didn't they just use, why didn't they just use the machine to replicate Evil Star and make him think he was good, then send him after the real Evil Star? Because, Amy, then where would the story be? I might actually get a job within the next 2 weeks, Maddie. I could finally get my butt on the Patreon to help support you folks. Hell yeah, that would be dope. I hope it goes well for you. I'm sure he's made constructs of guns, right? Well, so like in at least the first JL series, he was what do you call it? He didn't use constructs quite too much. Up until the like Starcross, where he had the axe. Though I don't know, he might have used a gun construct at some point in JLU, but it's not ringing any bells. John is a 90s guy. True. I'm not bothered by seeing a Green Lantern with a gun, considering Simon exists. I mean, like, I wouldn't say that I'm bothered with it, but like, just like John having a gun just seems like it would be kind of silly. I don't really know anything about Simon personally. I did get Sissy, like, the first trade run of Green Lanterns with Simon and Jessica in it, and she hasn't read it yet. But you know, they'll get around to it whenever, some point. They were reading, what was it? Justice League Odyssey, and like had already fallen in love with Jessica because of Justice League versus the Fatal Five. That's the one, and wanted more. So I was like, hey, here's my Justice League Odyssey books. Give them a go. And they read, like, I think the first 3 volumes of that and were really interested. But for some reason, for both of us, it's hard to, like, we'll get into moods where, like, we gotta read, and then it's just like, okay, not doing that for a while. John definitely wielded a gun when they were trapped in the Old West with Jonah Hex. Yeah, I said that. The story would be Good Star versus Evil Star. If it was Good Star versus Evil Star, wouldn't you say that would be Star Wars? God damn it. Disney Court would like to know your location. Oh, hey, Jesus.
And why is that prison so important?
John asked. It houses those who have spoken out against Evil Star, and those who tried to spur the people to rise against him. He would have killed them all outright, said Jared, but he finds it more useful to keep some of them around. As a reminder, Darmak added, of how futile it is to oppose the likes of Evil Star.
Then that'll be our target,
John decided. It's well guarded, Jared noted. We'll need a plan, Jaffo said. And a good one, Darmak added. John felt confident that he could come up with one.
Leave that to me.
And that's the end of chapter 6. I think chapter 7 might be a little too long to do on top of it all. We've already done an hour or so, so we might bounce in a sec. Jessica's my third favorite Green Lantern. 1 is Kyle, 2 is Hal, 3 is Jess, 4 is Guy, 5 is John, and 6 is Simon. Where does Jordana Gardner fall on that? Where's she on your list? The offspring of Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner in the 31st century. So I don't know what the lineage is, but apparently those two family lines ended up going to coming to a head and becoming one. Amy versus Disney. Amy is more powerful. Is that so? Chat sure has been a lot today. I'll say, I've been bouncing back out the book to chat with y'all so much, all of the time. I'm trying to be more on top of talking with y'all. That way it'll feel more engaging and people will want to come hang out more often. I know hardly anything about Simon. Yeah, I don't know much about Simon at all. Should have been called Gal Gardner. Well, isn't that what they did? Was that not what they called that other one? I think they had to name her Jordana just so you get, hey, Hal Jordan, Jordana. But yeah, there was that Guy Gardner as a girl. Where did that go? There we go. I still need to read that and figure out what the fuck is going on. Because, like, this seems really interesting to me. But from what you were saying from that article, Amy, it was, like, not well executed. Oh, speaking of Green Lanterns with guns, there's a bunch of them. Hold on, I wonder if we can find a picture of John Stewart with a gun. John Stewart gun. Oh, I have seen this one before. I was thinking like not like a sniper rifle or anything, but like pistols, like would be kind of silly. Something like this, I feel like, kind of makes sense. Oh shit, that's real cool. That's like Kilowog's whole thing. Hal and Guy. Yeah, that's her whole thing. I guess it's since it's 31st century, like it's like 1,000 years in the future, right? So, like, I don't know what the family line ended up being like, but they ended up coming together at some point. Jordana is above Simon. I gotta learn more about her, though. She's just got the one book. It's just this one, Legion of Superheroes, in the 31st century, number 6. I believe, at least. I don't think she's ever come over to anything else. I think something that would be, like, really fun to do, I think, as a book. DC, if you're out there listening, hello, I've got a pitch for you. Let me write a book that is just teams up a bunch of Earth Green Lanterns that y'all don't ever use for anything because you're cowards and don't want to use Cairo and Jordana. Let's get them together. And I don't know, are there any other like Earth Green Lanterns that don't get much screen time? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. But, like, I feel like that could be a fun thing to do. I don't think Jordana necessarily has to be relegated to the 31st century, especially if, you know, if she's going to be used any more than just the one appearance. Jordana Gardner, first appearance. First appearance. So are there more? No, there aren't more. One appearance. One appearance. So, like, how come she gets first appearance, but Gloria Navarro only got only appearance? That's I'm not entirely sure. Ugh. But yeah, I believe. Wait, hold on. Why is Guy a gal? I'm not entirely sure what the thing is there. But it's just a guy became a gal at some point in that book. It's written by J.M. DeMatteis, and I think it was J.M. and Keith Giffen, if I remember correctly. But apparently there's some stuff in it that's kind of like, y'all might have had your hearts in the right place, but doesn't really come across too well. But I haven't actually read it myself, so I'm not sure. Yeah, here it is. From the Mary Sue, How to Fix Justice League 3001's Ongoing Transphobia. So it's possible that it didn't end up coming across as well as it could have. Let me see. The AR-15, yeah, the Gatling gun. I gotta rewatch LOSH. I watched it a couple of years ago, and it didn't really do anything for me personally. Justice for Jordana, ain't that the truth? And Brave and the Bold, since supposedly they're together. I really gotta rewatch Brave and the Bold as well. It's been fucking years. All the unused lanterns team up to kill Hal Jordan. I'd be down. All of them versus Parallax. The subtext of, like, romantic adoration of Superman by Brainy was a nice touch. Yeah, I maybe I need to give it another go. I feel like I was watching it as like at work while I was like doing stuff on the side. So it's possible I didn't get the full experience that way. What if Guy and Hal were the ones who merged the families? I mean, maybe, but then like a thousand years later, like having that name, I feel like would be weird. I don't know. I guess 1,000 years later, having that name would be weird regardless. And Gloria really getting shafted by the wiki, and Renee. Ain't that the truth? They had a gender swapped universe. My second favorite is the duck. There's a duck Green Lantern. Brave and the Bold is amazing. That's a fact. Never caught the full thing. It's great. It's fantastic. Never, unless your Never Caught the Full Thing was about Legion of Superheroes. Then in that regard, Oh, Duck Dodgers. True. Yeah, I would add him to my team. Why not? Let's go. Duck Dodgers, Jordana Gardner, Cairo, Green Lantern series. Let's do it. But yeah, okay. Well, it is 1:30, and Sissy's gonna be home any minute now. They took the bus. Cause I was streaming, so I should probably tidy up around the house a little bit or something. That way there's not a lot of Teen Lantern. I think Teen Lantern is getting used a decent amount lately. Though I will say I did come across something recently that had a different Teen Lantern. Oh, no. It was Jordana. Jordana, they called her the Teen Lantern. That's what I was thinking about. But yeah, Teen Lantern is I guess, while not being the first time ever used as a thing, is definitely a pretty consistent character currently. Which James, Ted, and I have a personal attachment to, because we were in the panel at Emerald City Comic Con for, I guess, somebody who worked for DC that I guess had some kind of connection to Teen Lantern, and like there was one guy in front of us that just really wanted to know everything about Teen Lantern. I guess there was some kind of mystery going on or something. They had like a little sign that they had written like pencil in that they kept holding up like during the thing, hoping to catch the panelists' attention and try to get them to spoil whatever mystery was going around with the character, and they kept having to be like, I don't know about that. But yeah. Fave was the one with Damien, and it ended up being fan fiction by Alfred. I don't think I know that one. Alfred ships Bruce and Selena. There's also the Asian American one-off they did. I have that book, and it was wonderful. I don't know anything about that one. But yeah, okay. I will say that I do believe that it's time for me to bounce. So y'all take care, and I will see y'all next week. Stay tuned to what you call it, the social medias, because we'll probably be posting some photos and stuff from our shoot over the weekend. It's gonna be a blast. I'm really looking forward to getting that one done and out to y'all, because this is a video that like I guess like we have been building up to for forever, and like I started plotting out maybe as far back as 2018, and we've just had to keep pushing it back for certain reasons, and like because of where the story's gone between then and now, like it's kind of become a big fucking thing, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm excited for all y'all to see these last 3 videos of this season of the story before we hop into our next event. So yeah, stay tuned, and I will see y'all next week. Goodbye.